In this demo, I'm going to show you how to get some extra information from the auth.me service. So we're going to call auth.me from our middleware, and then we're going to populate our user claims. So we'll take the claims from auth.me, and then we're also going to hook in some claims from our application database. So we're going to start extending and adding some additional functionality from our application to start describing what someone can do in the app. So here we are on security summary. And like I said before, if you're really paying attention, you'll notice that some of these things are coming from headers and some of these things are just not even in the headers. So if we go down to header summary, we've got information about my user account, but there's nothing in here about my first name or last name. And yet that's still showing up in claims. So how did we get that? Well, that is coming from our auth.me service. So I'm going to type in auth.me, and here's the JSON that comes back from the auth.me service. It's got a bunch of user claims. We've got my name, Benjamin Day. We have a link to the picture from my account. I didn't know that was there. We've got my first name, my last name, and my email address. So how did those show up here? Well, the answer is middleware. So let's go look at the middleware. So in the API project under security, we have populate claims middleware. The demo I did of middleware earlier only populated claims from the header, but now I'm adding in another step. So I'm going to populate claims from the header, and that looks just the same as what it did before. And then I'm going to add claims from the auth.me service. So basically what I'm going to do in my middleware is I'm going to make a call from the middleware back to the auth.me service to get information. We're going to get back that JSON, and then we're going to parse it, and then we're going to add the missing claims. So let's take a look at the get auth.me info method. This method is using a class that I created called Azure Easy Auth Client. Easy Auth is the nickname for Azure App Service Security. So we pass our current HTTP request to the auth client, and that goes and tries to start populating stuff using the session cookie. Remember that we have a cookie that gets passed around automatically that's coming to us injected by App Service Security. So we're going to grab that cookie. If the cookie doesn't exist, we're going to say we're not ready for an authenticated call, meaning we're not logged in. If we are logged in, then we're going to set up our HTTP client. We're going to populate that client with the cookie, so the App Service auth cookie. And at that point, our HTTP client object is going to be populated. From there, our middleware call can call this method right here, get user information JSON. And what this does is this takes that client object, the HTTP client, and calls the auth.me endpoint. It gets the result as a string and returns it. And it returns it to the auth.me JSON variable. We parse it and we grab the claims off of that JSON and we add them into our claims collection. And that's it. Pretty easy. So that's the auth.me service. In the next part of the demo, I'm going to walk you through the add claims from database and create user if not present method. This is going to hook into our custom user and permissions database and add those in as claims as well.